In April, Paramount Pictures finally decided to tap into the potential of turning Hasbro projects into a full-fledged cinematic universe. G.I. Joe has already had 2 movies and an even soft reboot with the Snake Eyes solo movie. It's still unclear if any previous Joe projects will be considered canon or if we'll see returning actors. Despite the weak box office and vague plot, Snake Eyes managed to break even and was even well received by some. The film might not have been a hit, but Henry Golding's performance was commendable. He recently commented on his potential involvement in Transformers 8. In an interview on the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, he was asked directly if his Snake Eyes would appear in the next Transformers. Though his answer was vague, he made it clear he's always open to such offers and enjoyed working on Snake Eyes. Golding, a lifelong fan of both Transformers and G.I. Joe, sees it as an honor to be part of such an iconic Buster hit. Producer of Rise of the Beasts, Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, directly mentioned that they could bring back old actors if the script, which is currently being written, requires it. It's unclear who he will play, but the most obvious choice is Duke. This would mean the same actor voices young Optimus and plays Duke. While amusing, it's too early to assign roles definitively. We'll have to wait for official details from Paramount. As for the main cast of Rise of But such a crossover isn't a new concept. It's rooted in a comic series from the 80s published by Marvel. Although these comics didn't become top sellers or generate massive buzz, they remain beloved by hardcore Hasbro fans. The narrative begins with the Cobra organization uncovering a Decepticon spacecraft on Earth. Seizing the opportunity, Cobra harnesses the alien technology to enhance their military power, transforming their vehicles and weapons into formidable machines with advanced capabilities. Awakening of the coming years. Stay tuned.